Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen. The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again. Who is it?
This isn't the Matrix.
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you are one of them.
Testing, testing, testing. It's your boy Ty Data going in today. Were you looking at me or were you looking at some other stuff? What up? We got Grassroot Truth first in the building. You're now moderator. Chad Murdoch in the building. We got Alyssa in the building. Alyssa in the building. How you doing? I apologize in advance, you guys. There will be interruptions. I'm home. I'm a little sick. I got the sniffles today a little bit. And my son, one of my sons, he's homesick today. So I was a little bored. So I decided to go on. And I am expecting a little interference. So I apologize in advance. But everybody know this is the keeper. The cure is in the code. A lot of people might not understand that, but it's okay. Today we're going in on the grand scheme of the dominant genetics, the dominant gene. Yeah, we're gonna go in today if I have enough time. We're gonna go in very thorough today. Now I kind of been doing my own little stuff, cause me and the Fat Thousand Elite, Lakeisha Network, Dave Dawes Communication, Global Girls, we got a lot of stuff to do, and so Black Lotus and the Juggernauts been holding it down. A1. Y'all notice A1 is always first. Never mind, y'all don't get it. It's a little mathematical joke. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Black Lotus, Chief Holiday, Dane Calloway, Corey Mayo, you know what I'm saying? They been holding it down. But, me, I'm taking a little step, doing my own little thing. And but I'm bored today. I'm homesick. And I decided to go in, but we're gonna go in way in today. We're going in today. But I do want to say, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out here. 5,000 League, we still out here. Y'all know where we at. I'm on my own little channel. I got a little channel. You know what I'm saying? I talk about my little stuff. But first off, let's go ahead and give a shout out to TribeUp.app. Everybody know that's the app that pays. If you're new, we have our own little social media, TribeUp.app. You can go on there, sign up, kick it with people. Kick it, just same different features. Then you got my channel, hashtag the Kodaks. You can scroll up, hashtag the Kodaks. If you watch this video later, just scroll all the way to the top in the comment section. You will see it, hashtag the Kodaks. And then we also got the Lakeisha Recall Center. You could check out some of the recall products. They got poisoned in water. They got different types of products that they be recalling, flammable pajamas and things like that. Yeah, so you definitely might want to check that out. You can scroll up. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Declaration up in there. We got Lakeisha Network going on up in there. You can download that. Yesterday, you know what I'm saying, yesterday we did a live stream. I had created some zip codes for Jamaica because I've been, we got some work going on in Jamaica as well. And but Jamaica don't really have zip codes, standard zip codes. I believe they zip codes got alphabet. So, yesterday, we We did that. I created some zip codes for Jamaica, so that's pretty cool. But today we're gonna go in though. We're gonna this Naya stuff and this 2,000 year old, this 12,000 year old, Native Americans and all this stuff. Yeah, we gonna get into all that, but we gonna get into the grand scheme of all of it. Now, first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the grand scheme, okay? And I have a label for the people called, the grander, which we will be the grander people or the grander race. And it would be because we are part of the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? We are part of the grand scheme. Matter of fact, let me go over my computer, my supercomputer, just in case you guys don't know too much about it. I'm gonna go over to my supercomputer real quick, and I guess we can kind of talk about that a little bit. So here we go. Okay, here we go. Now, there's two types of, there is like pretty much two types of genetics, of genes. You have your dominant gene, which some people call the root gene, or the root gene. And then you have your recessive genes. Your recessive genes is more like a parasitic gene, like a parasite. It needs a host. Okay? So understand what I'm saying. There's two types of genes. You have your dominant gene and you have your recessive gene. You have your root gene and you have your parasitic gene, like a parasite. And we carry the dominant gene. Us so-called African Americans, we got Trauma Hawk in the building. Us so-called African Americans, or whatever you want to label yourself as, we carry what is called the dominant gene. Other races, such as Native Americans and things like that, they carry recessive genes. They carry parasitic genes. So that means they work like their genes work like a parasite. It needs a host gene. It needs a host gene to operate. Something like, if you understand what I'm saying. It needs a, and so when it comes to the grand scheme, our genes indicates that we are a part of the grand scheme. This is why I label us the grander people. You might not understand it. The grander race is not saying that we're better, but it's just saying we are a part of the grand scheme, the grand schematics of the universe, the grand plan of whatever's going on. We are attached to it through our coding, okay? Through our code. I'm gonna break that down a little bit today. And so when it comes to the people who carry the dominant gene or the dominant genetics, this plays a very vital role in our futures. And the people in the community and a lot of these guys who think they're really smart, they don't understand this stuff, and they don't really understand what they be saying. They just be regurgitating what they were told, which is actually normal. So it's normal, but it's also kind of you're programmed to talk what you've been taught instead of question what you talk and teach what you question. If you can understand what I'm saying. We got Capo Tony Tone in the building. And so we're gonna go in and we're gonna check out the grand scheme of what I call the grand people or the grand race, indicating that we are part of the grand the grand universe, whatever you want to call it. We are a part of it. And I definitely want to get a shout out to the people over there in Peking University, Beijing, China. I want to give a shout out to them. for telling the truth, being honest. Um, I talked to this copper in the building. How you doing? I definitely want to give a shout out to them. We appreciate it. Peking University, Beijing, China. Shishi, Wai Aini, Zhongguoyin. So I definitely want to give a shout out to them. Now, let's go in. Now, I know a lot of stuff I'm going to say. Most people is not going to be able to understand it. So it's almost as if that I feel like I'm talking into the future. And so those of you who are in the future, you know that there was at least one person that knew what you know. And many of us didn't know it. But there was at least one of us that know what you now know. When it comes to the grand scheme, okay, let's go over. We got Leonard in the building. How you doing? Let's go ahead and fade up. Now, when it comes to what we call the grand scheme, it is basically what we study and what I study is the form of mathematics that I study is called source coding. Most of the people that you talk to, which call themselves biologists and scholars, they don't really study, advanced math. And so their outlook on how things work are very picture graphic TV type of things. I seen it in a book, I read it in an article, those type of things. And so when you study source coding, I explain what source coding is in a minute, or source code. That's the type of mathematics that I study. I'm not saying that I'm the best at it, I'm super efficient at it, that I can kick your butt in it, but it's something that I study. And most people study the future. Study the past. But over here, 5,000 Lee, we study the future too. So we study the past and the future. Most people stuck in the past and they just study the past and it's all about the past. But they're forgetting about the future. And when you're studying mathematics and when you're studying source coding, you are literally trying to predict the future, and you literally have a mathematical graph on what the future is to become, or different types of things into the future. So it's literally, and sometimes it match up perfectly. Sometimes you inches off. Sometimes you way off. But at least you're trying, and at least you're doing for the future. And you can't just stop with the past. So if you're a scholar, you just stuck in the past. It becomes obsessive. It's called you obsessed with the past. And you're not, you know what I'm saying? And that means you don't play a role in the future. You have no stake in the future because you're stuck in the past. And that's what we kind of trying to do over here, with us over here. But so we gonna get in. And so that's what I study, source coding. Now, source coding is like an understanding of a master code. Everything is code. Your sound, what you're looking at what you're listening to right now. My voice is actually going into the computer, and the computer is chopping up with different types of ones and zeros, and using different types of code so you can even hear me. There's different types of code that you can even see my screen. So everything is coded. And so when you're studying source code, the the objective is that there's one master code that houses all code. Okay? I believe you guys might call that God or some shit. You guys might call that God. But in a mathematical world, it would be a master code. And this master code has all codes. It writes all codes. It's where all codes come from. You see what I'm saying? And although I'm not a religious person, and this is the study of, this is not the the truth of what's going on. It's a study of what we call a master code. Now, this master code is it either generated one code that has all code, or there's a co-writer. There's somebody's writing it. There's somebody literally writing it. So those are the two options that we usually go off of. But there's more options. When you get more advanced in source coding, your options change. But because I am not that high level, my options are limited due to my understanding. But the more I understand source coding, the more my options and the broader my options become. And so I just want to talk about those two options, and keep it right there, because I can elaborate on those without sounding like super dumb or anything like that. So so a master coder, we're just going to get on a master coder, because I know most people know what most people believe in, some type of god or some type of deity. And so I know you can grasp what a master coder is. A master code or a master coder would be equivalent to your god. You know what I'm saying? See, even though I'm not religious, but I probably know more about your god than you do, and I'm probably more closer and probably have more understanding, maybe than you do, because of my mathematical understanding. And so and so the probability, or the study of, a master code that has all codes, or a master coder that writes all codes. Um this entails a lot of information, because it breaks down everything. And let me see, how can I do this? Put it like this: by me studying master coder, that means I don't know nothing, but I know something about everything. So I don't know anything, but I know something about everything. When it comes to these different types of ologies that you have, uh parotologies, uh different types of scientists you have, different type of sciences that you have. All your sciences comes from one science. So there's one science that houses all science. Now, this is what they teach over there in the East. Most people don't teach it over here in the West. This is probably why the people in the West are more dumb, because they don't teach you the one science that house all sciences. What they do is they break them up into little increments, and they would just teach you that one ology. So all these guys that going around trying to talk biology, and trying to talk all this little knick knack stuff, they don't know what the hell they talking about. All they do is study one. All they do is study one, and that's kind of dumb, because all you have to do is study the main science, or the source science, and it would entails every single ology that you can ever think of. If you understand what I'm saying, basically there is one science that house all science. And what they did over here in the West is they decided to break them all up, because they can get money from them. They decided to break them all up. So uh you're gonna have your biologist, okay? You're gonna have your neurologist. You're gonna have your psychiatrist. If that You're gonna have your psychiatrist. You're gonna have uh your heart doctors. You're gonna have your carpenters. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. All that comes from one science and one understanding. So they just broke them into pieces. So basically, what I'm saying to you is the same science that a heart surgeon use is almost the same science that a golfer use. It's also the same science that an aerodynamic, you know, uh, you know, professor use, or whatever. Is that even a thing? the same science that a computer coder use. They're all using the same science. It only differs in the materials and only differs in the materials. The understanding and the equations are all the same all around the board. But different materials calls for different little measurements. That's pretty much I mean, you're still using measurements. You're still using them. In the video game code, people who play video games or who code video games, that's the same thing that they use to build airplanes. That's the same thing a carpenter used. So it's one science that houses all science. And these guys in these communities, they don't know that. I can tell you right now, they don't know that. Because this is why they got these different ologies. You see what I'm saying? They got these different ologies. They got 9 different ologies. And they don't understand that all those ologies break down to one single ology, bro. Like you're not smart to me. I'm sorry, you're dumb. You know what I'm saying? This shit sounds dumb to me. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but a lot of this shit sounds stupid. You see what I'm saying? And it's like so simple to me because I'm stuck in this fucking mathematical world where I can't even talk to nobody. Nobody understand what the fuck I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta break it down. You see? So if you don't know that one science, then you don't really know science, bro. If you don't know the source science, you don't really know science. All you do is know one part. You know, if you know biology, that's all you know. If you go to a foot doctor, the foot doctor studied the foot. He know the foot. He can tell you how the foot works. That's it. You see? But if you understand the source science, you would understand that a foot doctor used the same mathematics as a heart doctor, as a mechanic, a car mechanic, somebody that works on lawnmowers, a technician. And I don't know why they don't just teach y'all and just teach us the source science and stop dicing them up into 1,000 different courses and 1,000 different classes and 1,000 different. When we can go to one classroom and learn all that shit. And then all we gotta do is just pick which material we want to deal with. If you want to deal with flesh, okay, you'll be a doctor. If you want to deal with metal, okay, you did that, you do that, you did that. You just take that same source and you apply it and you'll be a lot more efficient at it. So with that being said, I want to try to break a little more of this down in a more of a genetic way. When it comes to genetic, it's the same source science. The same source science, you're just dealing with different materials. Now, I'm not here too long. But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna break down the dominant genetics and the grand scheme of the dominant genetics. Now, our genetics has a plan. Now, actually, when you look up genetics, because most of these people don't really tell you what the stuff do. They usually just try to sound smart and try to find something that they think you never heard of before, and they try to come up with it, and but if you question them on it, they don't know what it is. For example, if you are into DNA and you don't know the instructions, if you don't know the constructions of what your computer is doing, you don't know doing DNA, okay? Because the computers are doing all the work. And if you don't know what the computer's doing, then you don't know what work is being done. So the computer is being done by software. When they are creating this software, they are given specific instructions, okay? They are given schematical instructions to create this software. And within this software, there's different types of demands. There's different types of categories, labels, and things like that. And so when the software when the software is computing the information, If you don't know how that works, and you don't know how the software works, and you don't know how the computer is generating and doing this information, you don't know nothing about nothing. All you know is what somebody told you. What somebody told you. That's all. Now, I don't knock you for that, but if you're not deprogrammed enough to question what somebody told you, then that's your problem. Then you're a 100%. You're nothing more than a computer program. That's all you is. Somebody tell you something, you just say, "Oh, that's how it is." You're not smart enough to say, "Well, how is that computer seeing that?" I mean, what's in that computer that's doing that? See, what they don't want to tell you is the computers is doing the work, and the Chinese is making the computers, so therefore the Chinese is actually doing the work. But they want to go around and get fancy with it, and they want to go around and do this, and they want to go around and do that, and blah 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 blah, and all this and all that. But anytime you talk to them, just go straight to the source. Go straight to it. How can you explain to me how? Can you explain to me how is that computer dissecting those genes? Can you tell me the software that they use and how the software is run and how the software gets its instructions and the processing and the breakdown of the software? If you don't know that, you don't know what you are doing. Case closed. So whether you got some little petri dish or whether you just some little cashier or whatever it is, you don't know what you're doing. Hands down. So don't let these guys come in this community trying to sound fancy as if they have a high intelligence or a high education, okay, when they actually have a dumbed down education, okay? They have a dumbed down education because you don't know the source science. No, none of y'all do. No, none of y'all know the source science. Y'all still stuck in biology. You don't even understand biology ain't nothing but a spinoff. Biology is a spinoff. All that shit, all the mathematics and all the ologies and all the sciences and the scientific methods, they're all spin-offs. You've been spinning off your whole entire life. But guess what? There's one person out here that got the cure. And the cure is in the code. Maybe you might not understand, but those of you in the future, you're going to know me. You're going to know me. But these people, they don't get it. But it's okay. It's okay. But let's go ahead and let's break this. Let's break a little more of this stuff down. So here we go. So let's go back to the grand scheme of things right now. Now, the grand scheme of things, we don't really know what is the grand plan of our genetics. We carry something called a dominant gene. It is very dominant, and there's a reason why it's dominant. Now, this dominant gene and being aware of this dominant gene breaks all theories. This dominant gene breaks all theories. Every theory you ever told never mentioned the dominant gene, did it? It never mentioned the one thing that matters is that dominant gene. And so every theory ever told on biology or anything like that, it's about to fall to pieces again today. Now, those of us who carry this dominant gene, we are all selected and we are all connected in the grand scheme of things. And this is what makes us all the same. Now, whether we are African and we got a different skull, whether we are in whether we are in Australia and we have different hair, whether we are short people or very tall, if you are part of the grand scheme, you are considered part of the grand race, the grander race. That's all. That's all that matters. So what they intend to do is they intend to try to separate us together. But we are all part of the grand scheme. And this is what's hard for most indoctrinated people to understand, and you would never get, is that there's only two kinds. There's the dominant gene and there's the recessive gene. Or the no, I'm not saying there's only two kinds, but there's only two kinds that matter. Put it like that. So you either walking around here with the dominant gene, majority dominant gene, or you're walking around here recessive, and you have a parasitic genetic makeup. And so what you do is you feed off and you took away from and you hosted some genetic material abstracted out of the dominant gene. It's the only way that you can survive is to have a host gene. Your genes cannot survive 100% independently on its own. It needs a host. Okay? Now, because your gene has a host and it can't survive on its own, some people say that it have a birthday. Some people believe that you can literally trace their genes back to like 6,000 years old or something like that. I have no recollection of that, but it's just something I heard. Okay? But when it comes to the dominant gene, it is dominant for a reason. It shows that it's the strongest. It shows that it's also the oldest. And it shows a lot of more things that that I don't really know is true. So I can't really say it. So there's a lot of different scenarios and a lot of different things and possibilities and probabilities that we can do with our dominant gene, but nobody's never done them, and there's real data to support a lot of that stuff. So we're going to leave that alone. Okay? Now, what they intend to do is they intend to dice us up into different parts. We are all a part of the grand scheme, and they are not. So their whole agenda is to they got two things on their agenda. Either weaken us or strengthen them, and also they can do both. That's the whole agenda. And this goes to say for people who do drugs obsessively. If you're obsessively smoker or drinker, it tampers with your genetics. It tampers with your material. Now, just because you do it. Just because you do it, that might be okay. But if you do it abusively, it is damaging you. Okay? Now, if you drink too much water, it can hurt you. If you take in too much oxygen, it will hurt you. If you take too much sugar, if you take anything too much and abuse it, it will hurt you. And the same thing with marijuana, the same thing with mollies and crack and cocaine. If you use a lot of that stuff, if you overdo it, you're literally weakening your genetics or your genetic material. And this plays in a lot of people's favor, because all they have to do is weaken you. They don't even need to strengthen themselves. Just weaken them. Let's go outside. Let's play some football. Oh, you're tired already? Wow, me too. We're equal now. But anyway, and so this is why this is never mentioned when there's a skull or a bone that has been collected. Now, when we take Naya, for example, they say Naya has a genetic marker. Now, what a marker is an abstraction of your genes, targeted. It's an abstraction. They abstract it. So when you say, well, how did she get it? The only way she could have got it is by the dominant gene. So the thought of a 12,000-year-old recessive person walking around, this is retarded. Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay, now when it comes to Native American and different races, they're not part of the grander race. Okay, They're not part of the grander race. They are recessive. There means their genes are parasitic, like a parasite. It needs a host. So the simple thought of a 12,000-year-old recessive gened human walking around is ridiculous. These recessive people barely made it to 2012. They struggling now. So what the hell makes you think that 12,000 years ago that you was even gonna make it to now? You would have been gone. Y'all barely made it to 2020. Y'all barely making it to 2020. Now, so you got a problem there. But let's check out this marker, okay? Because there's no scientific review on this information. This is mathematical information. This is not something that you're going to read in the magazine. But if you don't understand the math and you can't equate the math, you don't know what you're saying. See, I'm the type of person I can break your sentence down mathematically and I can spit it in your face. Okay? When you use the word S, you're adding a number, you're adding a estimation. You're adding a estimation on some of your words. If I say I saw a car, that's letting me know you saw one because A transfer into one, like A1. Shout out to A1. A is a number, can be used as a number. So if somebody say, oh, I saw a car, that's letting me know they saw one car. But if they add an S at the end, that's letting me know that they are estimating. Okay? Oh man, I saw some cars or some cars. Now you're estimating. That's a mathematical probability. Okay? When you use the word the word is equals 100%. So anytime you hear somebody use is in a mathematical format, they're saying 100%. So if I say that car is black, that means that car is 100% black. And this is what you're never ever going to get in any of those magazines that you're reading. You're never going to get the word is. You're always going to get some reference and some little innuendos and some hints and some nudges. The only time you might use the word is in any of your magazines or any of your material is when they say it's common. So something might be common. This is common amongst Native Americans. This is common. That's the only time. And what they're trying to do is they're what is it called? I should know that word. They're trying to steer you. They're trying to steer the reader into believing what they want to believe without literally saying it. So therefore, they are telling the truth, but they are telling the truth and they're not lying. But what they're doing is they're playing along with your imagination because they already know you programmed. They already know you think we came from a monkey. So now I'm just gonna play with you. But you can never find me any one of those magazines with the word is in it. They make paraphrases and shit. Oh, this might be their predecessor. Their predecessor. Well, that you still ain't say this is them. It's all, and so this is what we're looking for. So anytime these guys read any of these articles, look for the word is because it's the word is 100%. And I can break all these sentences and all these words down mathematically for you. And this is something, you know what I'm saying? This is 5,000 elite shit, so don't even worry about that. But that hold on one second. Let me make sure. Okay. Testing. So when they reading these articles and they saying all this stuff, they don't realize that they're actually speaking math to me. They might not be speaking math to y'all, but they're speaking mathematically to me. And I can't, and I'm having a hard time. I'm just like a super weirdo or some shit that just like went to another dimension and came back and trying to tell what happened to some shit. And I can't, people don't understand me. You see what I'm saying? And I have a hard time explaining to these guys, you're talking mathematically, man. That is a mathematical article. You didn't hear the probabilities and the possibilities in there? And you're connecting the words to come up with an answer that you already have predetermined before you even opened the book. It's like it's crazy to me. Like, how can you not see you're speaking in math? Why you think we have the word s at the end of some sentences? You see, like we got like even the word America. When you say America, and then when you say Americans, what is the math? What is the anybody understand the math in that? Do anybody see math in that? Because I clearly see some math, and I don't think you guys understand it. I don't think you guys see it. And it's like it's mind-boggling. There's math in everything, especially your words. And these articles and this shit that they're reading is clearly knows it's math. It clearly knows it because it's not lying to you. You see, it's just persuading you to think what they want you to think. So let's get into it. So when it comes to genetics, okay, like I say, there's a dominant gene, which is the root gene, and there's a recessive gene, which is a parasite gene. And so other races have the parasite gene. We have a high concentration of the the dominant gene, and this is what makes us all together. So when they tracing you back to Africa, they're basically what they're saying is that people that carry this gene is more of them in Africa. That's basically what they're trying to say. This is common amongst Africans. That your genetics and your dominant gene that you carry, it's common in Africa. So it's mathematical, and it does make sense. It does make sense in just a simple mathematical term when it says what a majority of your people that carry that is over there. That has weight. So that's literally what they're going off of. That's literally what they're going off of. That's all. They're trying to say, well, all you guys got the dominant gene, and if we put everybody in Africa on a scale, and we put everybody in America on a scale, Africa will outweigh you. So therefore, you guys are Africans. That's literally. Y'all sure Hebrew in the building? How you been, cuz? How you been, man? How you been? I gotta holler at you about something too. I gotta holler at you. Um, that's basically what they're saying, and so it makes mathematical sense in what they're saying. But they can't really. But all the extra stories and all the other shit, they just made up some shit. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just being honest with you and say, well, you guys have a very dominant gene. And this gene is very old, and this gene is so magical and so wonderful. And you guys are some wonderful ass people. Like, you guys have no idea who the hell you guys are. And you guys walking around with this gene sitting on porches and shit. You know what I'm saying? Pitching pennies and shit. And you guys got this dominant gene that people will kill for, and this dominant genetics, and you guys got that. And so majority of the people on the planet that have that, we notice that they live in Africa. So just be real. That don't mean everybody came from there, and that don't mean everybody is African. That just means that gene is common. Notice I use the word is. Notice I use the word common. That's one of their favorite things to use in their probability magazines that don't make any mathematical sense, or their probability studies or articles that don't even mean anything. You see what I'm saying? And that's all really is what it boils down to. The rest of it is all political bullshit. And so when it comes to these markers, now understand the main point is your dominant gene. That's the main point. That's the main thing. Now what they did is they took this dominant gene, and they pretty much they because their genes are recessive, and so their genes need a host. And so what they do with these genes is they agitate the genes, and they find out different characteristics due to the agitation. So for example, if I got 10 dogs, 10 cats, and let's say 10 lions, if I took some water and threw it on a cat, 10 cats, each one of them cats will have a certain type. There, you when you would see a pattern amongst cats. You would see a certain type of pattern. You know what I'm saying? Each cat might not do the same exact thing, but you will see a pattern amongst cats and how they react to water. And then you would notice when you throw water on dogs, the dogs will have a certain type of pattern. Now, each dog might not do the same thing, but they will have a common reaction. Now, if you took some water and you threw it on 10 lions, you would notice that each lion might not do the same thing, but you would notice commonalities among those that, how they react to water. And so what they again to do is they begin to take these little things and they call them markers because they're poking at these genes and they're testing out these genes and they're coming up with different ways to agitate them and they're reacting different. And so what they begin to do is they begin to mark them and say, okay, we're going to, they begin to mark them. And so what they begin to do is they begin to use it on themselves. So they begin to agitate their genes, and they say, well, this kind of react the same way as theirs. This kind of react the same way as theirs. So then they would then categorize this. They would then categorize it. Oh, this the A1B1. This is the H1H1. And so that's pretty much how they got them. And what they did is they have a story behind it. How it happened. They have a story behind it, how it happened. Instead of just being honest and being true, they have to have this made up story because they don't want to know how magical you are. They don't want you to know how magical you are. Now, I'm not here to sell the black woman some flowers or some shit or try to get the black man to shake my hand. I cuss all y'all motherfuckers out. I'm just being for real. Okay? We are very mystical, magical people. Okay? And everybody else knows it but you. Okay? Now, and so they begin to come up with these stories to explain how because their genes need a host from our genes. So these genetic markers that they're talking about, we carry all of them. We invented them. We have them. So there is you know what I'm saying? There is no genetic marker that we can't carry because you abstract them from us. But then when you mix this and mingle it and magical and come up with all some other shit, then you might come up with some new shit. Anything that we don't carry and anything is not part of the grand scheme, it's literally alien. Okay? Now, I might not be talking about a foreign galaxy or no real shit like that. I'm talking about literally alien. For example, if you go in your refrigerator one day, actually next time you go in your refrigerator, look at everything in there. You bought all that. Well, what would you think if you came home, opened your refrigerator, and was something else in there and you ain't put it in there? Your wife, nobody put it in there. It will be foreign. It will be alien. It doesn't belong there. It's not part of the grand scheme, okay, of this refrigerator because the master coder didn't put it there. It doesn't belong there, okay? So that would be alien, okay? And so their genetic material is alien to the grand scheme, to the master coder, and to the master code. Whichever one you want to believe, whatever option you can come up with, it's not a part of it. Okay? It's not there. It's just not a part of it. But you are, and yours is. And so these agitated markers that they come up with, okay, they're literally looking for something. They're looking for something. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. They know that they are parasitic and we are dominant. They know that. So what are you looking for now? What are you looking for? Oh well, we just want to repair handicapped children and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we want to. Yeah, we got some amputees and we want to cure them and we need your genetics to do it. Okay, y'all go right ahead. Y'all keep sending them y'all DNA when you get in a fight with yourself, watching yourself one day. We'll see how that works. But anyway, so when they come up with these markers, this so-called D1 marker, things like that. Now they come up with a story with that. So as a host, as a dominant gene, as a dominant person who carried the dominant gene, you can have every marker there is. You can carry every marker there is. You can carry A1, D1, H1, all the little bullshit, all the shit they come up with. You can carry that. Okay? You can carry that. We can carry all those. But what the main factor is when it comes to these old ancient finds and these old ancient bones. Are they recessive or are they dominant? So when it comes to the so-called 12,000-year-old recessive Native American who has a recessive gene 12,000 years ago, I believe the going around community information is that this recessive gene clocks in at about 6,000 years. Now I don't know this, and I don't have anything to support this. This is just something I hear. I never studied this or anything like that. But according to fucking weirdo philosophy, according to whatever, there is a date for this gene. I don't know the date. I heard people say it's about 6,000 years. So this recessive gene clocks in at about 6 to 8,000 years. That's when it clocks in. You see what I'm saying? Anything beyond that, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know the truth, but this is the story that's been told. Now, if recessive genes clock in at 6,000 years, how the fuck? Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry. Let's go back. How can you get a 12,000-year-old, 12,000-year-old recessive person that carries this marker? So when you look at Naya, all you have to do is just ask, do Naya have a recessive genetic makeup or a dominant genetic makeup? Because if Naya has a dominant genetic makeup, how can she be Native American? You guys are recessive. How can she be Asian? That's recessive. How can she be that? It's impossible. So they know that. So what they said is that she morphed. She evolved. It's another story. But keep in mind, once you have a lie, the only way to keep up a lie is with another lie. Or once you have some bullcrap, the only way to keep up bullcrap is with more bullcrap. Matter of fact, I remember a while ago, I had a friend of mine. She used to do this little UK accent. She know how to talk like, you know what I'm saying? She know how to use this little UK accent. And one day a long time ago, we went to the club and she was talking to people in this accent. So people was asking her questions. And so she just had to tack on the bullshit to keep up her bullshit. It was ridiculous. It was stupid as hell. Because here you go, she's an Asian girl. But she's talking with a UK accent and shit. So she go to the club, people looking at her like, okay, So then they get to ask her questions and she lie. And then they ask her another question and she fucking lie. And she fucking lie and lie because she gotta keep up the lie to go along with her fake ass accent. Now she just stringing all these guys along. They ban her drinks and shit. Just it's all part of her little scheme and shit. I'm just watching laughing. But anyway, and this is what they're doing. And so they to keep up the garbage, they have to keep coming up with shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't hold any weight. But this right here is the last straw. And this is the straw that breaks the camel right here. Is the dominant gene. You can't run around it, or you can't get around it. You can't bypass it. That a 12,000-year-old recessive ancestor doesn't exist, bro. Never have, never will. You guys barely made it to 2012. You might not even make it to 2024 with a recessive gene. Let alone 12,000 years ago. Man, y'all can fool them. But you ain't gonna fool me. Okay? Now, so the story goes, because they know that their genes probably weren't even invented then. So in order to tack on the BS, they have to say, well, it evolved. So you mean Naya was a dominant gene person that we carry? Now we carry the dominant gene. We are the only people that have the dominant gene. That's hands down. Case closed. I'm shutting the door in your goddamn face. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay? We are the only people that carry that. So if she's walking around carrying that, then what does that make her? What does that make her? Does that make her one of us? Anybody that's part of the grand scheme is one of us. Anybody that's not part of the grand scheme are a host. Are hosting of us. You guys. It's sad how a lot of this stuff goes, and it makes you want to cry. But it's so mind-boggling that it keeps you so busy that I don't even think we even cry anymore. Like nobody even know how to cry anymore. We too busy and shit. Like we got a fucking cell phone, we got all types of shit coming in, we got another cell phone, we got wives and shit in our ears, we got baby. Ain't nobody got time to cry no more. We can be too busy, you know. But anyway, so now they're saying that this dominant gene person. Now we all know and she had to have dominant genes. So let's play around. If you guys really want to go around and vouch for a 12,000-year-old recessive ancestor, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm gonna let you have that, bro. I'm gonna be like, you know what, bro, you go ahead with it. But so it was a dominant gene person, Naya, right? And so what they try to say is that she evolved due to the environment, due to eating berries and fruit, and due to the weather patterns, and due to different type of manipulations of the earth and whatever, she evolved into a recessive. The dominant gene evolved into a recessive. Listen to me this time, please. Out of all the bullshit I'm saying, listen to me. A dominant gene evolved into a recessive parasite. Okay? A parasitic human. Think about that for a second. Cause what's the point of having dominant genes if it ain't doing shit? What are you there for? If you ain't pulling shit, if you ain't up there, you know, mastering, if you ain't up there being the boss that you should be, what are you there for? Because according to my calculations, you are considered a dominant genetic person for a reason. But if I can cut on the weather for you, and then your genes just gonna cower away and say, and for somebody else for some other creature to come. So you mean to tell me my dominant genes is gonna quit? They just going to get up. Oh man, it's cold in here, bro. I'm out. I'm out. Peace. Is is that what you're telling me the dominant genes are doing? They're packing their bags and they're leaving because of the weather. Let me tell you something. You are very special, and you would never, ever in your whole entire life know how special you are. The chemicals in your brain and the acids and gases in your stomach, you have more of a chance of becoming a fire breathing human being in a cold environment than becoming a white person. I'm going to say that again. The chemicals in your brain, the acid and gases in your stomach, is more of a probability that they can get together and turn us into some type of fire breathing or some type of a fire breathing human. Like you have more of a chance to breathe fire than turn into a recessive genetic person. If you understand what I'm saying. Maybe I might have to say this one more time because I know I'm a little goofy. But let me look. I'm gonna try to get realistic. Okay, you have chemicals in your brain, in your stomach. You have gases. You have acids. And whoever know, I'm not a nutrition, but I know how it works because I know the master science that it comes from. I might not know the little materials, but I know how it operates. Okay? So you have more of a chance of your brain chemicals and your stomach chemicals getting together and formulate some type of fire breathing mechanism in the cold weather where you can breathe fire. You have more of a chance in doing that than literally becoming a white person and morphosing. You have less chance of morphosing than breathing fire. So basically, what I'm saying is because your genes are dominant. What do dominant genes do? That's the question. So, what do dominant genes do? What do genes do? Okay. Um, Most of these guys won't tell you what genes do. They usually don't talk about that. They usually get in the realm of the story. Oh yeah, man, they came from Africa and they walked. It was a monkey man, and then it bumped into a Neanderthal, and then they was like, bro, man, we could kick it together, and we could swap wives, and then they started mixing, and then the new race came, and then that new race was mixing, and then another race came, and then it was like this, and it was like you know what I'm saying, like they really think they're really doing something, and they're just basically tacking on more BS to cover up one simple BS. The only thing they're trying to cover up is that you have a dominant gene that makes you part of the grand scheme. Okay? We are now considered the grander people. That's the name I gave us. The grander people. We are the grander race. And it don't mean we're better. It means that we are part of the grand scheme. Okay? They're literally tearing up the world, the whole entire planet, to try to figure out how they can get some of that. They literally burn this bitch. They literally burning this planet alive to try to figure out how they can get what your clumsy, goofy ass guy. Yo, it's funny. It's funny. But anyway, so when it comes to this dominant gene, what does it do? It dominates. That's what the dominant gene does. So if you put me in the cold, my dominant gene is going to dominate. That's its job. Okay, that's its purpose. It gives instructions. When you Google what does genetics do, or what does genes do, or what does DNA do? It literally tells you. It gives instructions, which means it's the boss. It's the code. It's it's your master code. It's the head honcho. It's the president. It's the president of your body. You see what I'm saying? Your brain work for that. Your mind work for that shit. That shit could like it's the head honcho. Okay? It dominates. So if you put me in an environment that I am unfamiliar with, okay, my dominant gene is not gonna leave. What it's gonna do is it gonna dominate. Okay? Do we understand? Let's just say, let me see. If you just look it up, what do DNA do? What do genes do? And it will literally tell you that it basically gives instructions. And if it gives instructions, then what is it instructing? Is it telling you that your hair has to go? We can't use you anymore. We finna create a new species. They're literally telling you that your dominant genes literally turned on itself, committed suicide, and said, you know what? We're gonna kill ourselves. We're gonna detach from the grand scheme. We're gonna detach from everything, and we're just gonna go straight. We're just gonna go straight covert. And many of the guys believe it, and they're going around selling it to our people, and it's taken away from your dominance, and it's taken away from your uniqueness, and it's taken away from your grandeur. Okay, the grander people. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna set you up, AP. Give me 1 second. Let me try and set it up, AP. Want to get in? So this is why this is kind of weird to me. That I don't understand how you can literally carry the dominant gene, and you can literally go around and say, well, you know, we evolved into something that don't have the genes anymore. Like, how is that even possible? Okay? Dominant genes are there for a reason. They there to dominate. So if I go into the cold, my genes is going to dominate. Just like when you're dealing with the Olmec statue. You look at those big ass lips, and you look at those big ass nose, and you say, well, you know, Mexican has those. Well, where do they get it from? Last I checked, Mexicans is recessive. Some Mexicans is recessive. So where did they get that dominant? Where did they get those big ass lips from? Where did they get that white nose from? They didn't create it. It didn't just do it itself. They got it from somewhere. They got it from you. Okay? They got it from you. They're hosts. They are hosts. They are parasitic genetics. Okay? Parasites. They need a host. So if you walking around with some big ass lips and the big ass nose in Mexico, I wonder where you got that from. Omac? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. But let me see if I can get AP this link real quick. AP can come in here, flame it up, the juggernaut, and then I'm going to go ahead and head out. But excuse me. Let me go ahead. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up in there. And here we go. So the simple fact that they're trying to tell you that there was a 12,000-year-old recessive Native American walking around 12,000 years ago, this is ludicrous. and they ate nuts and berries. Now, if they're going to say, well, there was a 12,000-year-old dominant genetic person walking around with this marker, that doesn't mean anything. We can have the marker. It's ours. It belongs to us. You got it from us. It's abstract from us. So why we can't have it? Oh yeah, but they the only people that got it. How they get it? Oh, because they did it. They did it to this. How they get it? So she was walking around 12,000 years with the dominant gene and some marker. What's the purpose of the marker? I told you the marker is nothing. They're just advertising the genes, looking at different types of characteristics, and they mark them down per characteristic. And then what they did is they noticed that certain genes act a certain way, and certain genes act with certain chemicals. And so what they decided to do is they decided to see, okay, where these people have these genes, it's common for these people to have these genes. It's common for these people to have these genes. It's common for these people to have these genes, and it's also common for us to have all of them as well. So we can have. We can carry all of them. So we can carry all of them. And actually, let me correct that. We created all of them. Just put it like that. We created all of them. Unless there's some type of weirdo mixture or some shit that they came up with. Other than that, hold on. Let me see. Hold on, AP. I got you, bro. Hold on. I'm calling you in. I'm gonna call you in a hangout right now. I can't see the chat right now, so you guys gotta. So I'm calling you right now. You laugh. Hello, AP. We look.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure you laugh on this one as well. Okay. Yeah, we got AP up in here in my little spaceship little thing. I got a hold of AP, and he's finna chop it up for y'all. AP up in here, my little spaceship little thing. You good?
Yeah, peace, everybody. Peace. What's going on? It's been a little minute. I got everybody in the chat. We got a few people out here, man. We got a nice little crowd. Peace, Halito. Greetings to everybody. But yeah, like what the brother was saying about our genome and what, our scientific proof of how long we've been here, we're going to keep finding more evidence. And it's going to be evident of who we are. And I believe that scientists does the best they can by publishing the data. It's archaeologists with an agenda and anthropologists with an agenda and geologists with the agenda that gives you the wrong orientation of origin, and it giving you the wrong orientation of migration. And with that being said, I got some heavyweight shit that I want to drop, and I'm going to drop. But I'm going to give y'all a spiel on a little bit of what we're going to drop. We're going to talk about the origin of human migration. And to deal with migration, we're going to have to deal with biology. We're going to have to deal with plant life. We're going to have to understand the science, and we're going to have to understand history. For those that believe in certain things, like the out of Africa theory or this Bering Strait theory, that's only proposed of that. That's what they are proposing due to their theory of the orientation of a migration, right? But what I'm saying is the data is correct. The data is accurate, but the orientation of the migration is totally inaccurate. Our peoples definitely gave contributions to the world. No African came over here and gave contribution. No Mongoloid, Asian, Indian came over here and gave contribution. Let's be clear about that. The Bering Strait story is not the way they give it to you. It's actually in reverse. So, dealing with the data that supports the Bering Strait story being in reverse, is dealing with time periods, dealing with accurate time periods. And you're gonna have to understand, you're gonna have to skip around from geology to zoology and deal with natural history and natural catastrophic events that happen in history. Okay, to understand the migration of which we're talking about. Some would say that horses are not native. Be an absolute false statement. According to science.org, uh, the scientific fact states that all horses are native to the America. Even the African zebra lineage comes from the American. This is scientific fact. As a matter of fact, they said that the horses in the America left between 10 to 12,000 years. They got it dated. All of a sudden, they disappeared out of the America and ended up in Northern Europe, Southwestern Asia, and various other places. Along with the wolf, along with the woolly mammoth that morphed through evolution, through environmental evolution. You see what I'm saying? The woolly mammoths become your elephant in certain continents. Okay, your North American cave lion becomes your African lion. Okay, and we can show you morphology, and this is all scientific fact. These particular animals that I just gave you, all are native to the Americas, and these animals disappeared out of the Americas roughly around 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. Uh, Along with cypress plants that was grown, along with other plant, like I can't think of it right off the top of my head. Excuse me. A lot of other organic plant life disappeared roughly around 10 to 12,000 years ago. Which I keep bringing up these particular dates because it's going to add up. These are all dates that scientific data supports, and this is what they're proposing as accurate dates due to different dating methods. We know that according to African document or the so-called continent of Africa, the documents that they have there, such as the pyramid text or Kente Amentu or the Maximum of Ptah Hotel or the Apocrypha, it talks about the Sahara being marshlands, and it talks about how it wasn't really inhabited uh, roughly around 10 to 12,000 years ago as well. Uh, if you was to skip to the Plato's description and accurate timing of when Atlantis was destroyed, that would have been around 10 to 12,000 years ago.
Mm. So 10 and 12. So that 10 and 12,000 comes up a lot. So he's just giving y'all a little briefing. So he's gonna be going in on this, and he's gonna be doing the sources, and he's gonna be doing all that stuff when he go in. So he's just giving a little heads up right now. So this is just a little tickle me for you. You know what I'm saying? What he's finna be dropping out. So y'all look out for, you know what I'm saying? Y'all look out for AP dropping all that information and all those different sciences and dropping the sources.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is walk you through. This was just something just to scheme over, but I got every document that I make claim of. I'm pretty much gonna prove to you that the American civilizations was here long before the time period that they giving you, and was here before a catastrophic event and was here after a catastrophic event. And I'm gonna show you that these people that was here took flight to save themselves in the science. And the people that on flight and the people that's trying to save science on the run is only going to be able to bring so much with them. And I'm going to show you that the ancient Americans migrated to other lands and brought their science there. And I'm going to show you through through zoology and also through certain migration archaeology evidence. So that's one of the heavyweight jams that we're gonna be touching on. Uh,
So a lot of that stuff come from over here, and they usurped it. So one lie got to cover up another lie, got to cover up another lie. Now I don't know how many, how many, well, you got to say a lie, but it's definitely a cover up. Well, that would be a lie. So I don't know how many lies you got to cover up, or how many things we got to put in people's face for them to realize, man, some of the stuff we was told is not true. And so if one thing you was told not true, that one thing connects to another thing. So could there be some truth in and out of there? And maybe you come across something, oh man, that's fake, and then you look back some more and that's true, and then you just stop. You know what I'm saying? One fake is going to cover up another fake because they've been doing this stuff for years. And so now they got our people walking around here think that a 12,000-year-old recessive gene carrying Native American was around here, eating grapes and berries and shit. And this is ridiculous. And if it was a dominant gene person, it's not a Native American because they don't have that gene. And the simple fact that you telling me a dominant gene literally kick rocks, it literally clocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dominant as hell, like Debo just walking down the street and shit. He see like a little poodle or some shit, and he just clock out. You know what I'm saying? We Debo around here. Our genetics is Debo around here. We ain't clocking out. Our genetics ain't gonna kill itself to evolve for a recessive species. Y'all really believe it? I don't get it. I don't get it. But hey, this is it. You know what I'm saying? This is it. If you don't get that, then you'll never get it. So just consider yourself brainwashed, consider yourself smart in your own realm. But probably stay out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the kitchen. And let other people stick their neck out there. But so when you gonna be dropping this, AP? You dropping it on your channel?
yeah, I'm gonna be dropping it on my channel here soon. I would like to play a little clip of one of the geologists and the zoologists that deals with the genetic migration of animals.
Let's get it.
It will solve this problem because here we have a group of animals whose evolution, I mean, in the case of the horse, their evolutionary origins go back 56 million years in North America. So 10 times greater depth in time than the canids do. And so they're here in all sorts of forms. Everyone has heard, the three-toed horse. Eohippus is what it's called now. That gradually becomes bigger, and its hooves fuse together and they become hardened because it's running over rocky ground, and so it has to have hard hooves. And because it starts as a browsing animal in the forest and ultimately becomes a grassland animal, and it's eating grasses that are often coated with windblown sand, so it has to evolve very strong and hard enamel on its teeth in order to resist having its teeth being eroded down by sand. It becomes ultimately, by 15, 20,000 years ago, an animal that we would not be able to tell would be any different from a modern horse. It would look exactly like a modern horse. Same size. I mean, I've seen skeletons of some of the horses that were in North America down to about 11,000 years ago, and even the paleontologists would have a hard time telling which was the skeleton of a North American horse and which was the skeleton of a modern domestic horse. But these animals had traveled across the land bridges. The Bering Land Bridge, when it was open, had ended up in Asia and Africa and Europe, where they survived. But for some bizarre reason, sometime between about 10,000 years ago and 8,000 years ago in North America, they disappeared. They completely.
So that's just a brief clip of the zoologist and the scientist Dan Flores, and we'll get into a little bit more of that on my channel as well.
So basically, if y'all didn't understand that, They was basically saying that there was all types of life, over here in North America, and it disappeared. There was horse creatures and things like that, creatures that look like a modern day horse, and some kind of way I guess they still going with the Bering Strait, but whatever. But some kind of way they ended up over there. So they're basically saying something in reverse. They're saying the animals was going over there, and people was coming over here at the same time. So now the stories get even a little more weirder, because now they're saying the animals is going to Africa, and the Africans is going to America. So how did that work? You know what I'm saying? On this ice bridge, like that ice bridge was a bad mama jamma, wasn't it? Like like wow, like you got horses and all type of stuff going one way, and then you got humans going the other way. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a pyramid that shows up over there, and then it's gonna be like wow. I mean, it gets weirder, but something ain't being told about America. That's the main point. Something ain't being told about the land that you in, and that's the main point. So AP gonna be dropping this stuff. So y'all want to check? It's gonna be an episode, or you just gonna go in and just let it go?
Yeah, that's just a brief clip. We're gonna have more documents, migration charts, and other archaeology to go along with that. That was just a brief clip dealing with the particular one topic, dealing with the horses and the migration. And that interview later goes on to tell how every other horse on this planet comes from that particular North American horse, ancient North American horse.
Right. Who's that? Keller Squad or whatever. Yeah, I was being sarcastic when I said the Bering Strait. So I was being sarcastic. I'm guessing you probably don't know me. You probably new here. So that was me being sarcastic. So Bering Strait is, we are that already been debunked already. So, but yeah, just to let you know. But yep, you go check some of our other videos and you can clearly see.
I don't think the brother Khalid understood that it didn't talk about animals coming in. So usually when animals migrate, humans migrate roughly around the same time period. That's with any human migration. And what you see is animals leaving out of America, and which is roughly the same time that they give you the Bering Strait. Why would people be coming in when things are moving out? And people and animals are in line with nature. So usually things move in a migration when something catastrophic or something beneficial to them or their environment is coming. So, that's just simple as that. That's simple facts. And it wasn't no ice bridges. I mean, it's still the same way it was back then. That Bering Strait story is from natives coming in is it doesn't make any sense. It holds no archaeology. It has no data to support it. You got a group of Mongoloid natives coming in through the Bering Strait, working their way from North Russia, the Siberian Peninsula, working their way into Canada, through New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, wherever, Detroit, whatever. But there's no evidence of Native Americans at 10, 11, 9, 8, 6,000 years ago, nowhere in that area. And if a group of people would have been coming through that area, they would have left evidence of archaeology, food, something. So it would have been something there, a presence there. Humans leave resources and they leave shit behind. There's nothing there. They have absolutely nothing to support that theory.
Right. It's that's what it is. It's a theory and it's been debunked already. So yeah, but if you want to come in, if you got some information, you go ahead and click that link. If you dare, and go ahead and share your share what you got to share. You will not have any interruptions, or you will not have any tolerance. So if you got something you would like to add, Khalid, go right ahead, click the link, and you're not. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, then you're very vocal. So now it looks like, but at least you told the truth, at least you told the truth. But deep at work listening to this. Yeah, but I'm just giving an option, you know what I'm saying, just in case, you know what I'm saying, you know, but uh, but yeah, so basically it's a lot of stuff going on, and I know it kind of sucks for a lot of people because they spend a lot of their life studying other places. You see what I'm saying? And so when it comes to America, it's like they don't want to learn. It's like you spend your whole life teaching something, and then
Uh,
you see what I'm saying? But then when it's time for you to learn something, they don't want to go. You see what I'm saying? It's like when it comes to America, you probably should learn. You
right.
see what
I
I'm
think the
saying?
brother D Centaveo, whatever the fuck his name is. If you want to come on, he put the link in there,
The,
brother.
the,
You
the,
more than welcome to come on and ask any questions you want. I'll be delighted to answer anything for you.
yeah. Anybody want to interview AP? Go right ahead. You know, yeah, the link's right there. Uh, you know, go ahead. You can ask your come on the panel, ask your question.
DK the poet, just come on the panel, bro. You can just click on the link and come right on in, bro.
You will not get any disrespect. It will not be any disrespect or anything. I know. Answer. Right. Just click the link, and then you can come in and ask your question, and you can get an actual human response. If you wanna if you wanna type and you wanna tag, we're live, bro. So we it's kind of hard to do both. We got people at work. Shout out to the people at work. Shout out to the people at home. Shout out to our favorite people, which is the people that got us on TV and the people that got us on that game council. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who on your phone, we got to give it up to y'all too, cause y'all deep. But we already know y'all getting phone calls, y'all getting Facebooks, y'all getting Instagram, y'all getting mad things. So if you hear it in this 5 minute span time, shout out to you. So if I don't know, I'm not sure what question you're talking about, but I'm not sure what question you're talking about. But if you don't want to come on the panel, it seems like you kind of look like a troll. You know what I'm saying? Or you seem like somebody who don't really have a lot to say. What video was that? Oh, what video was that? Oh, he's gonna explain all that on his channel. Okay, this was a commercial. You were getting an infomercial, sir. Okay, he was just giving a little display of what he's going to be displaying on his channel. So you're going to have to subscribe to Aboriginal Power. Go to his channel if everybody want to see what he was talking about, because he's going to be going in on that. He's going to be giving the sources. He's going to be giving all that. You just heard a commercial. Okay, it was just a commercial. Okay, so go to his channel. When you dropping it, AP? Can we get a date? Can we get a date?
And I did get the name of him. I'm not gonna repeat it because you can hit the replay back on the video. But I did give it. I don't know. It'll probably be in the next couple of weeks. I'm putting everything together now. So yeah, it's dope. It's gonna be a dope. It's gonna be a dope build.
Oh,
It's gonna be
okay.
a dope build.
Yeah. It say so he won't views. Yes, he won't views because he deserve them. Did you hear him say I'm putting in work? So if he's putting in work, don't you think he deserve views? Or no? Like who should we get the views for? The clowns? We gonna get the views, the clowns, or the people that's putting in work? Okay? It's a young brother. He was sitting here. I don't know how old you is, but he was sitting here telling you he's putting in work and he got some research. So if you don't have anything encouraging to say, man, you probably should get out. This probably not the place for you, and we probably can't help you. I'm pretty sure your computer programming is already just boggled. You see, but yeah, but as you can see, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely be looking out for that. Man, we need more y'all in the community, man, because I have a lot of people call me and they be like, man, I be at work, man, y'all save my life. And I be like, man, bro, I got a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to get more activity. We need y'all scholars and or we need y'all guys that's been pumping this information. We need y'all out here bad. I don't have a lot of the historic information to offer. So I don't really belong here in that sense. You see what I'm saying? And you guys with that information, man, they dying for that information. They out there. They dying for that information. So AP, I want to put that on your conscience. Aboriginal TV, Jaguar, Corey May, I want to put that on y'all conscience. They're out here. They're dying for that information. And everybody can't give it to them. And me personally, I can't. So all y'all guys out there, man, it's y'all's. It's y'all's. It's y'all world right now. And we all watching. Everybody watching. We all watching. And yeah. But the link don't work? Oh, okay. Oh, what? Okay, let me email it to you then. Let me go ahead and email it to you. So you can put your email in the chat.
Go ahead and copy another one and send it to him. Whatever you got to do it.
Let me see. Hold up. He said it didn't work. But yeah. If it did, matter of fact, I might need to cut on add by link, because sometimes when you put a link, you have to cut that on in order for it to accept it. So let me see if I can add on cut by link, add by link. Oh, let me see. Yeah, you should be able to get it. If not, put your email in there. I email it directly to you, or I just put your email in there and it will call you. And then so that way you can, you know what I'm saying, you can get the information that you're looking for, and and it could be in a respectful manner, and we don't have to, you know what I'm saying, you got to get weird about it. Who? Oh, yeah, they talking about somebody. Yeah, so basically, you know what I'm saying, we break down, you know what I'm saying, I was breaking down the genetics, I was breaking down, our dominant genes that we have, and how, other people carry the recessive genes, which is a parasitic genes, and they're literally selling us the thought that our genes is not powerful to overcome some weather. You see what I'm saying? They're literally telling you that your genetic genes don't like you, like in certain environments. And that goes against all the code. That goes against code itself. That goes against math itself. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think people really understand what they be saying when they be saying this. And I'm trying to break it down in a way, and maybe I'm not doing it right, and maybe I'm not even qualified to do it. But I know what I'm saying. Yeah, there go the link right there. There go the link right there. Put your email in the chat.
Yeah, they might have to put their email in the chat and you send it directly to them. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I can send it directly to you, or I can call you, or you can email me. Just type. Okay. Well, if you don't want to, well then that means you are a troll then. If you don't want to give your email, that usually indicates that you are a troll. And so, if you are a troll, then, I mean, actually that don't always mean that, but you're coming off as one. So, the link is in the chat right there. But if you want some questions answered, the show wasn't designed to answer questions. I was just designed to come on for a little bit and leave. But if you guys want some questions answered, if it's about the show, we can answer it. If it's about 1966 totem pole scroll or some weird ass shit, I'm gonna cut your ass out. Okay. Libra's son, they trolls. Oh, Libra's son is an elder, so, and he watch everything. So, if he kicked you out, can't nobody save you. You're done. But yeah, let me see if I can cut on by link. AP, did it call you, or did you click like a link?
It called like it usually do.
Okay. Spread lies. Okay. But yeah, you have to actually come in and voice your concern. You see what I'm saying? If you come in and voice your concern, you know what I'm saying, then we have no problem with that. But if you wanna just, do comment fighting, then that's kind of what like teenagers do. You know what I'm saying? When they angry at each other, they go in your chat room and they you know they type angry emojis and shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of what you're doing. You're in a chat room and you're getting these little emojis and you got these little you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'm talking to like a sixth grader or like who you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know you. You know me. I'm right here. You just see my face. You see what I'm saying? That human existed 5 million years ago. Who said that? Who said human existed 5 years ago? Okay. Well, yeah. So yeah. Get into the chat because I didn't say that. AP, did you say humans existed 5 million years ago, or did you say animals? What was you saying?
No, I didn't say nothing about humans 5 million years ago. I don't believe I said anything like that.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, we can deal with your information if you join the chat. We can literally deal with your information, but without having an actual conversation with you. Like I say, you could be a 12-year-old little girl, bro. Like this would be like super embarrassing to me. Like if you know what I'm saying, if this turned out to be like a 12-year-old girl and shit, and it's like, and I'm like, as like you know what I'm saying, like it's weird, bro. It's like it's weird. It's not adult, bro. Like join the chat or you know what I'm saying. He did not. Yeah, he's not going to join the chat. It's okay. Okay, yeah. You're not going to join the chat. So, let's just go ahead and move on. We appreciate you for watching the channel. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying you can learn something. We gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Lotus and them got something coming up. As y'all can see, Aboriginal Power is going to be dropping some fat knowledge about the Americas. Some you know what I'm saying, he the one who's been dropping out the pyramids and stuff like that. But they've been trying to get him to go to DNA and the fucking the plan and the schematics that made the helicopter and shit and all this other shit. Like come on, man. They know who to talk that shit to, bro. They know who to talk that. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. But yeah, AP, you got something else you want to say, man? I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Unless somebody wanna join the chat. Like I say, I'm homesick.
Giving somebody a preview on there. I want to say peace to everybody. Oh, Tight Sam asked a question. Touch on the Pinson Mound. Oh, the Pinson Mound in Pigeon Forge, which is right above Gatlinburg, Tennessee, right outside of Knoxville. It's a prehistoric site structure. I might have to do a whole build on there.
We can go visit it right now. What's it called? We can go there. Y'all want to go there?
The Pinson Mound. Pinson Mound in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
We finna go there right now, y'all. We
right down the road from where I stay. Literally about 15, 20 minutes. About 30 minutes.
Let me see. Yeah, we finna go there.
From where I used to stay. I'm in Philly.
So did you say hold on, let me see. Let me get this correct. Okay. So did you say the Pigeon Mounds?
No, it's called the Pinson, Pinson Mounds, and it's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Pigeon Forge, Forge.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, it's starting up right now. So we finna go visit this place, you guys. And so while we go visit there, you know, AP, you know, it's y'all got to understand, you know, the significance of what this is, because most of us grew up in a place where none of this stuff, we never even knew this stuff. So you said, hold on, you said Pinson?
Yep. I ain't gonna go too much in it, because I'm gonna say this for a whole nother bill. I think it's worth a whole bill. It's definitely worth a whole bill.
And you said, hold on one second. Shit. Pigeon Mounds?
Yeah, Pinson, Pinson.
Okay.
And brother CK the poet. No, yeah, these particular structural developments are called mounds. And we also have every shape, form of pyramid it is the build here in America. We know that science was invented here. We know that you can't build without fractions and placeholders as divisions and mathematical equations going into masonry or the science between 0 to 9. And we know zero was invented here in America, so you can't get around that. You can't build without tools. Most tools are made out of some type of metal, and we know metallurgy was independently created here in America. So you know,
So boom. So
yeah, I see your questions now. Since you can't get on the panel, I'm looking at the chat. So if there's more questions from anybody else, I'll be able to get to them quick as I see them.
right. So these are the mounds right here. It's in Pinson Mound State Archaeology Park right there. Let me see. Um, yeah. So it's just a nice little mound. You know what I'm saying? And what's the story behind the mound? Like, is there a story? Is it just a mound, or is it a captain, a colonel, a squadron or something, and they like built the mound or war or something? Like, is there a story about it behind it?
Yeah, it is. It's also got a twin mound that's roughly about 29 meters, not too far from it. Like I said, we'll go into it on a whole nother other time. But if you want to show the people, that'd be cool to show them what it look like.
Okay, so this is where you guys live at. So this is here in you know in your land where you at. You know, what's this tribe up? Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm looking for the chat. What happened to my chat? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, so this is where you at, and so these guys, is got a lot of stuff on America, and I know it doesn't fit a lot of people's narrative, and a lot of people don't like it,
Well,
but
see,
they need to
this
listen to it in order to even try to debunk it. You got to know what they're saying first. Like,
CK the poet. See, if you was to be on a channel and you was dropping your claims, I wouldn't ask you to give me a list of your claims. What I would do is listen and then write and take notes of the claims that I would be at a disagreement about, and
right,
then go about it that way.
right. But I got a question to the poet. What does it what why is these claims and why the stuff that we say, what is it its importance to you? Why is it important to you? Because I'm pretty sure, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff out there in the planet that's going on. But you are here with us. So we have some importance in your life. Otherwise you would be on some other shit. So what fascinates you about us? Can you explain that to us? But why are we so fascinated to you guys? Because I'm not talking about anybody's mom. I'm not throwing shots at anybody. We're literally in our own corners on our own.
If,
What today, right now, we is. I can't say that very all the time.
if you're wondering about the horses and that's a source, that's a scientific fact. You can simply use any Google or any uh, animal encyclopedia, and it should be able to go into acute detail about horses, if that's the
Right,
question that you're asking.
right, right. So what's the fascination? Okay, so if we're lying, then that means that all 48 people know we're lying.
What are we
So
lying about? I,
right,
I, I want to know in particular.
right. That's what I'm saying. If we're lying, then that means that our lies is more important than the truth. So you more focused on the lie than the truth. What's wrong with you, bro? If we're lying, bro, I suggest you go to a truth speaking channel, and I suggest you go there, because over here with
See,
the
when
liars,
somebody
like,
responds back to me and say horses are from Spain, that means they're using outdated information and the research hasn't been updated. So I advise you to do more research or update your research rather than jumping to conclusions based off of your own lack of research. You should do more research to jump to a farther conclusion.
Right. Somebody said lies are more important than the truth. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's kind of weirdo because if you're focusing on the lies and you're not spreading the truth, what does that say about you? See what I'm saying? So you should be out there spreading your truth and connecting with the truth to better yourself. But if you're focused on lying and all this other type of stuff, like it's I don't get I don't know. Maybe I can't put myself in those shoes, but I just can't see myself following behind some lies in the middle of the day and shit. Like like god damn, don't you got some garbage to take out, some laundry to fold or something, bro? Or something? I mean, mow the grass, the dishes. I mean, like what's the fascination? I understand the entertainment when Chief and them come on and Dame flaming up. I get that. I get that. But this is not that. This is not that. Okay? This is not the this is not that, you guys. But if you want to come on the panel, go right
But
ahead.
see,
Go right ahead. I suggest you come on the panel. If not, then um,
that's the thing. If they was to come on the panel, I probably would beat them up with a gang of sources, and I would give them the time to comb through my sources as well. But I don't think I don't think they quite stand on what they're talking about. I don't think they're too
right,
confident in what their argument is.
right.
You
Well,
know,
Well, I understand, I understand with our egos, I understand how we learn, and they're curious in what we're saying. And but they want they want us to convince them. You see what I'm saying? And so and we're not convincing them. And so but they don't understand we don't care about convincing you. All we do is present, what we got and what we know in the information, and then we keep it moving. That's usually how we do it. But my main thing is if you're not building on the information, then it's just there. But um, we're here and we're available. If you want to have a conference or something, I don't know if AP got like a suicide hotline where he can call up and a little app or something where he can answer questions. You know, people who got questions about the pyramids and all that type of shit. Like we can get like a little 1-800 number from you guys if you guys wanna call in. I can give you a call in number. You
I
would you?
got a number. I got a number for them to call in if they want a number to call in.
Yeah, cause right. So I'm thinking they're expecting some type of presentation or some type of um yeah, they're expecting the entertainment factor. I get it. This stuff is uh entertaining, but if you cannot have a human conversation with us, it's going to be a problem. But
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat one last time. If y'all want to go in there, other than that, man, we finna go ahead and head out. You know what I'm saying? Lotus got something going on today. Chief got something going on today. Uh, AP, you don't want to drop no date on us?
I don't got an exact date right now at this particular time, but I will have one for you here shortly.
Okay, so y'all look out for those informations, and then you can see some of his claims. Oh, hold on 1 second. Chief wants to say something. They got a phone number for you, so now you can call. So they got a phone number you can call. So this is the cures in the code. You know what I'm saying? If you come on the panel and you don't speak math, you know what I'm saying, trying to make some fortune cookie claim, or you got some cliche ass riddle or some stupid shit that doesn't make no sense. This is not the show where you really want to do it on. You probably want to wait.
What was your question, D Centivio, whatever the fuck your name is? What was your question again, brother?
I don't know. I don't know, but you can see their learning patterns. Their learning patterns is they only learn from sources. You see what I'm saying? When you're doing math, math is the source. Your mathematics is the source. That's the source. Is the math. Do the math. That's that's the source. But you guys don't understand that. You literally need some type of magazine or something. But if you just do the math, you will get your answers. The cure is in the code, sir. It is not in a source. It's in the code. Unless you're talking about source coding. You see? This it's
Dan
the it's
Flores was the one of the sources, and one of the other sources. I'm gonna just give you Dan Flores because that was the interview that you just heard.
what does math have to do? Oh, well, you can check math. You can check it. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you 2 plus 2 is 8, what are you gonna say? Are you gonna check it? You can say, no, bro, you're wrong. And I can say, well, no, once upon a time, scientists found, another scientist, and he
Yeah,
said, I'm gonna give you a
correct.
story and shit, or why the fuck I'm wrong.
That's right, bro.
Dan Flores, right there. Right. He don't understand that. You see that? He literally didn't even know that that's what you guys are talking. You guys are talking math. You guys just don't know it.
Unblock Ryborn or something. They said unblock Ryborn or some shit.
Unblock Rob Boyne. Rob Boyne's the moderator in here, ain't he? Let me see. Ain't he's a moderator here? Here, let's put it up there. Here, now you guys can see the chat. How about that? You can see yourself. How about that? Now, yeah, I don't think Rob Bourne is blocked, but let me check and find out. What can we do? Hold on one second. Oh, he wanted to come on the panel. Other than that, man, I yeah. So it's not, yeah. Oh, there we go. There go the settings right there. Okay, now I got it. Okay, let me see if he's blocked. Let me see. Everybody who we got blocked. A lot of weirdos. God damn. Yeah, Rob Bourne is not blocked. Yeah, Rob Bourne. Oh, so that's. Let me see. Yeah, he's not blocked here.
Peace to the guys, man. AP, what it do? Copper Grizzly in the building.
Oh man, y'all got Chief Holiday up in here.
Yeah, man. Grand Rising, great Grand Rising to all American Aborigines. The truth is in the building. Shout out to Ty Data, man, the cyborg, man. Hardest working man on the internet. Hey,
Peace.
we got our good partners in the I like it though. I like, Khalil and Decent Tavo. Who else we got in there? I don't want to miss none of y'all because you guys are saying that we don't show sources. That's crazy. Like, that's what we've been doing the last few nights. Shout out to Lotus Television, man. We've been murdering it. Like, we've been providing sources. So, but I noticed y'all wasn't saying that last night in the chat room. So now when the brother Aboriginal Power comes on here and he's breaking it down, y'all don't even let him build to get to the sources, to get to what we're doing. But this ain't nothing new. This has already been presented. And ironically, when they were trying to present it on Sinetta TV, all the fuck shit that niggas be having over there, this is the only time Sinetta ever gets really And it wasn't somebody that we said because it was against us. We really want this information to get out to y'all. So we're not trying to hide information from y'all. We really want y'all to know this information. So we got to get to it. So, shout out to Aboriginal Power, man. One of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? We put it in, y'all. What it do, bro?
What's going on, big bro? Shit, you already know, man.
Yeah, man. If they're up early, getting it in. Like I said, I appreciate them, man. I appreciate the opposition. There's one thing that they can do that we can't do. We can't oppose anything that they're talking about in the chat rooms. And we're not disrespectful. We're not, we ask real valid questions. Now, if they ask valid questions, we need to answer them. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard there was a question that hasn't been answered yet, and I was trying to figure it out. What's the question? Have y'all heard the question yet? Did y'all catch the question?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of little fortune cookie stuff. But
Well, we-
I don't want to get I don't want to get into tit for tat stuff. So I just like I said, if they want to come on the panel, then it's they can have a conversation. Otherwise, we just
coming on.
your cliche against my cliche. Like
Rob Warren coming on home. He too smart to be over there with y'all slow niggas, man. Y'all need to come on home, man. But I think they spirits has got them over here because one, they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? In their spirit, in their blood, their ancestors are calling them. They like they hear the power in this paradigm over here, and so they got to make sure that we sharp. Like we ain't just putting stuff out. So we got the brother CK the Poet. I'm not taking anything that he's saying offensive. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. He asking questions, you know what I'm saying? And this stuff is new.
Hey bro, I can't do it. Somebody just asked where's okra come from, bro. Like, are you talking about a vegetable, bro? Man, do you know what show you on, bro? Like, yeah, let's go ahead and start over, bro. They like these dudes like let's go ahead and start over. Like I'm on some other shit. Like you on a spaceship today, bro. Like yeah, let's go. If y'all want to go laugh, I'll put y'all laugh. But this shit is ridiculous. I can't do it. This dude asked me where a vegetable come from. So what? You want me to you want me to get the genetic code of and match it up with another code? Like what are you talking? Like,
fortunately,
bro, I don't know, bro. I don't do vegetables. I don't know where a vegetable comes from. I believe it comes from the ground. And if you want to know where the code from that comes from, it comes from the source code. So there's either a master coder or source codes that have that code written in it, and when it gets into the when it intertwines with another code, it becomes
listen.
like what the fuck?
When people ask strategic questions like that, they already know the answer to them. And what they want you to do is make up something on the fly, and instead of being honest with actual data that supports it. And we know that the goddamn okra, amongst with a few other indigenous plants, come from Africa, and particularly okra, I think, in the Sudan or Ethiopia somewhere, just right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm out of here. To get yeah. This is ridiculous. Shout out to Miss Leader in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, man. Peace on the great ones tuned in, man. We definitely appreciate that. Hey, so Ty, though, they act like we nothing never came from Africa. Like we went to Africa and set up Liberia. Y'all remember this, right? Like the 18 teens, like 12, 13. We, 3 people of color who were not Africans left here and went there to set up a colony that is still there now today. You can see the colony. It's not like whatever, right? It's still there. Liberia is still there, right? So point being is, people came back from Liberia. People came back from Sierra Leone. People was coming back and forth when we talked about Paul Cuffeys and people like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But so-called Africans were already selling before the white man existed. This what y'all act like y'all had to wait for him to come pluck y'all asses up out of Africa. That's a made up story. When are y'all gonna address those things that have been put out there? Y'all come back with okra. But as the brother Aboriginal Paul taught me, he said that out of the 644 food groups you have in Africa, 600 of them came from America. When y'all gonna talk about that? So you're always talking about okra. I don't even like okra, first off. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And
Chief, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, Chief. Like we literally in a mathematics show right here. Like I'm like, yeah, like okra, bro, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down real quick. So y'all stay in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I'll get y'all a new title, but we not finna talk about okra and shit. Like that's not. Yeah, I don't even. Yeah. So give me 1 second, okay, Chief? I got you. Okay, I got you. Give me 1 second. I'll let you break that down. Let me go in because that shit's just weird as hell. It just blows my mind. Okay, you guys, as you can see, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. We let them go in. This is the cures in the code. So we usually, have some type of mathematical, some mathematical probability statistics or something like that. And today we were talking about the dominant genetics and the dominant genes that we carry. And the dominant genes that we carry say a lot about us. And they say so much about us that you will never know who you truly is until you understand the genes that you carry. We have a dominant gene that we carry. Some people call it the root gene. Others, different species or whatever, and this dominant gene, this dominant gene connects us to the whole scheme of the universe, the whole scheme of everything. This gene that we carry connects us to that. You know what I'm saying? Like some type of mathematical lineage or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of stuff that we should be studying, and this is the type of stuff that help us in the future. You know what I'm saying? And not saying I know this stuff 100%, but all the stuff I'm saying is different mathematical probabilities and probabilities, and it holds a lot of weight. But other species, they carry a recessive gene. This is a parasitic gene. It works like a parasite. It needs a host gene, and they're literally going around and saying that our dominant genes got cold, and it literally just cowered away from itself, and it really just shut down, and it spawned a new species. Now that goes against the principles of having a dominant gene because it is dominant. So that means they kick ass. So if I get cold, that means my genes should be able to kick ass, and I literally have more of a mathematical chance to breathe fire than turn into a white person. And I will quote that, and I'll take any challenge on that. So we gonna go ahead and shut it down, and we gonna come back with Chief Nim, and they finna cuss people out or whatever the hell they do. But you're in the cure of the code today. All right. So peace.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again.